I'm Joe Zekas. I'm from Yo Chicago. I'm sitting here at Tom Corbett's kitchen.
Yeah.
And Tom is frequently touted as the #1 home inspector in Chicago, has won a number of awards, and his company is Tomacor. What was on your mind when you woke up this morning?
What was on my mind is that I was thinking of some topics that I might like to write about or discuss with you, Joe. And the first one that came out of my mind is the importance of common area quality control when you're buying a condominium or a townhome that has limited common areas, and specifically new construction. And specifically what I'm saying here is that, in the 22, 23 years I've been doing this, I've seen lots and lots, probably at least 5,000 new buildings. Oftentimes there are no permits present, no posted permits, which they should be. We should be proud of.
That should be a big warning flag for any potential buyer right there, right?
Oh, we have to go into the office and they're in the drawer and they're locked away.
But no, the law requires that they be displayed on site.
Correct? Absolutely.
So let's flag that as tip one.
Right. Look for the posted building permit. And by the way, if it's more than 7 or 8 feet above the ground, stand on a chair and look at it, because we find maybe 20% of the permits that are posted are for minor building window replacement and porch repair. And when I get into the building, it's a total gut job with all new plumbing, all new electric, all new heating. So it is possible.
It's a permit that was issued for another site.
Yeah, sometimes we find permits that are Xeroxed and given to us when they're issued for different addresses. And these are all tips that you as an informed consumer can take value from, but also absolutely demand that your home inspector investigate these things on site. We are not just technical experts. We are people that help you understand your purchase from a technical perspective, but also based upon what we see and we're aware of. So permits are critical. And here's a couple other tips. The common areas are so important because I find, inspectors find, when we get together and have lunch and dinner and meet at our local quarterly or monthly meetings, that the vast majority of problems in condominium developments have nothing to do with your unit. And they have everything to do with the common areas, right? So even if there is a certificate of occupancy issued by the city that the consumer can rely on somewhat, that includes typically the condominium unit only. How about the water heating system? How about the fire sprinkler system? How about the front and rear stairs? How about the roofing and the chillers and the boilers? So I can buy a condominium and put in a new garbage disposal for $300. Okay, great. Do you know how much a new roof costs on that condominium, or how much a new chiller costs on that condominium? Ask your inspector before you book the inspection if the inspector will be thrown, if he will leave the premises if the contractor or the builder tells him to. We don't leave. If my client wants to tell me to leave, I'll go. Other than that, they can call the cops, because I'm not leaving. I am there to complete my inspection. You've got to look at the common areas, and in the last 6 months we have had developers and builders absolutely fight us tooth and nail. They don't want us up on the roof, even though our clients are buying a percentage of that roof. And we win those cases, even though our clients have to go back to their lawyers and demand access. When we charge $350, $400 to come back, and the builder pays for that fee, or the client typically won't buy the condominium. Give me the common elements. That's the cry. That's 4440 or fight or whatever.
Are you seeing more resistance lately?
Absolutely.
And again, are you speculating that people are aware that there are problems, or?
Well, I can show what's happened. What happens when we do fight and we do gain access, and it's a battle we typically win. I lost one yesterday. We argued, we fought, we called the corporate attorney for the developer, we went up the chain of command. and demanded access to the roof area, and my client could not get her attorney, so basically we were forced to complete the inspection without inspecting the most important components of the building, and now my client has gone back to her attorney where the case has to be made that the inspection was incomplete, that the developer limited our access even though the purchase contract was silent in terms of what components of the building could be or could not be inspected. So it's purely nothing more than an intimidation tactic on the part of the builders and developers who don't want us into those areas. And what I find, and I'm fully insured by the way, and over the years I've issued any number, maybe 50, 60, 80 times certificates of insurance, and the developers claim, oh, what happens if you fall off the roof? Great, I'll send you our certificate of insurance, give me access. So,
Don't let any developers representatives up on the roof with you, and you're less likely to fall off.
yeah, right. So, that's where the problems are in the common areas, and that's where the front line in the battlefield is for home inspectors right now. And, it's a battle that we willingly take on because we win, even though we may have to come back. It's a fight worth having. If when I come back, and this is the long answer to your question, we typically find significant problems in the common areas. It would not be unusual for us to find water all over the floor in the boiler room, even though the equipment had been put together. Or it wouldn't be unusual for us to find leaking chiller equipment where refrigerants or the new approved refrigerants may be leaking from the equipment. It's not good for the environment. It's you can report people to the EPA and actually they would get fined. We find situations where the roof membrane has never been completed, it remains open, and it may be 10 stories above the unit that my client's buying, so her walls aren't wet, but the minute that association is formed, it's her expense to fix that roof and abate the mold, because the insurance company does not cover mold in the units or outside.